But I want to talk about something that is of interest to anyone who has a child, a small child in particular, whether you're a mother, a father, single mother, or an integrated nuclear family, or even a grandparent. Are bath time photos of young children child pornography? Why do I ask that question? Because there are demented perverts in America who work for Child Protective Services whose entire goal is to take children away from normal families and give them to perverts. And so what they do is they sit like vultures waiting for photos to show up at stores that show bath time photos from, normal families of a child holding another child with a bath towel. And then they call up psychotic police inside the Child Protective Sex Exploitation Division of the police departments, also filled, no doubt, with perverts who love looking at this stuff. And then they arrest the parents and take the children away. Now, am I making this up? This just came out. Last fall, Lisa and A.J. DeMary took a memory stick with family photos to a print center at a Walmart in Arizona. And some of the pictures on the memory stick showed their 3 young girls, all under age 5, partially nude in a bathtub, something that every American family has taken pictures of, cute little children, their own. The DeMarys say that these were innocent pictures that all families take. But a Walmart sicko in the photo department, some sick pervert, called the police, who agreed that this was a child pornography situation. So obviously the cop is a sicko too. The police report read, quote, "The young girl appeared to be posed in a provocative manner." A report was then issued by Peoria authorities who described the photos as, quote, "child erotica and sex exploitation." The vermin in Child Protective Services, 99% of whom are, as you well know, anti-family, the vermin in Child Protective Services searched the home of these parents, took custody of the children for a month, while the bureaucrat Nazis in the state investigated. They watched family videotapes and found a few in which the children were playing unclothed. Lisa was suspended from her school job for a year, and both parents' names were placed on the sex offender registry. The couple then had to spend $75,000 on legal bills. Eventually, they were cleared of any charges. Daughters returned. But they're now suing the vermin at Walmart and the state for what they call unfair accusations. Today, the DeMarys were on Good Morning America, and they said, "I don't understand it at all. 99% of the families in America have these exact same photos." You hear? And then the mother says, I even worry about them in their bathing suits. If I get a shot of them in their bathing suits and they're tilting their heads a certain way or their hips are sticking out a little bit, all I think of is, does someone think that it was posed? Or how is that going to be perceived? Honestly, we've missed a year of our children's lives as far as our memories go, Lisa added. As crazy as it may seem, what you may think are the most beautiful, innocent pictures of your children may be seen as something completely different and completely perverted. The answer is yes, by perverts. And most of the perverts take jobs inside Child Protective Services and inside the Child Protective Divisions of police departments. Now, don't get me wrong. I believe that the police have a duty to arrest real child molesters and real child, perverts of this nature. But to do this to children, this is unbelievable. And for Walmart to permit an employee to do this without putting out any memos saying, stop it. I mean, this is the tyranny of the left wing. This is the tyranny of the liberal establishment. This is the anti-family nature of liberalism, the mental disorder. I hope the family recovers from this injustice. I hope the family wins hundreds of millions of dollars from Walmart and from the state of Arizona. I hope that the Peoria Police Department and the rest of the city in the state of Arizona and the CPS department wind up in jail themselves, because there's enough is enough. This is a gross miscarriage of justice. It's anti-family. It's an insane world, and it's upside down. Now, that's one of the stories that caught my attention today on the Savage Nation. If you care to comment, what are you going to say? They shouldn't have taken a picture of their child? You know, I don't know a family that never took a picture of their child in a bathtub. Do you know anyone who didn't? A real child, a real family? You can't kiss your own child for fear that some Nazi from the State's watching you, that you kissed your child on the cheek, and some state pervert with short hair and mean face is going to come in and arrest you with a long lens through a window? Well, what's going on in your world that you let this happen? How did it become so upside down? Chicago, Illinois, Natasha, welcome. You're on to Savage Nation.
Thanks, Dr. Savage. I want to comment about the Walmart fiasco. I am involved in a whole bunch of group of play dates and moms and such, and the women always talk about how, kids should never see you naked, you should never go to sleep with them. I have a wonderful 5-year-old boy, and there is no beautiful of a moment than when we go to sleep once a week, we tell stories, we make up stories.
Of course, it's perfectly normal. Let me tell you something, Natasha. It's a cultural phenomenon. Do you know that in Japan and certain other parts of the world, like Samoa, that not only do the children sleep with the parents until they're quite old, like 8, 9, 10, the mother nurses the child until they're 10 or 11 years old in some of these societies. Are you aware of that?
Yes, I am. Ugh, it's heartbreaking.
What you have now are childless perverts in the child protective services. These are generally, by and large, childless, and they're perverts. They're not married. They're not normal. I'll say it just like it is. I really don't care where it ends up. And they hate the family. They hate the nuclear family. They're doing everything they can to destroy the nuclear family in America. In my opinion, they should be arrested for doing a thing like this. But if I were an attorney, which I thank God I'm not, and I were given the case of a parent falsely accused of this kind of thing for having slept with a child up to a certain age, whatever, you use a cross-cultural defense. And I hope there are some attorneys listening to this show who may not be familiar with the anthropology on this, but there's lots of literature on various societies around the world where children normally sleep with the parents. Every normal parent, every normal family will have a child from time to time who gets upset. They're afraid of the dark. They heard a noise. Someone died in the family. Why should that child be isolated and be forced to sleep in a dark room? Why shouldn't that child be invited into the parent's bed? They are all over the world except in this sick, demented society of ours where the perverts make the laws. That's my opinion on it. Take it or leave it. You agree with me, Natasha?
I so agree with you. And I'm telling you, though, I feel like everyone is upside down. I mean, people think this is just weird. And I think, oh, my God, I would never do it differently because I have the best moments of laughing. That's
right. And don't let the pervs make you second-guess yourself. They're childless, and they hate you because you're happy and you have children. And they're now, well, let's let it go at that. I get so angry at thinking about the kind of demented society that has evolved because of liberalism, the mental disorder, that all I can do is tell you like it is. I'm an older guy. I've raised 2 children. They're wonderful children. And let me tell you something. This is the way the world is. Just because we're cursed with psychotics in so many governmental positions doesn't mean we all have to become nuts along with them, Natasha. Thanks for the call.